Hello and welcome. I'm Ann Bjornson, Senior Vice President of Human Resources at Leidos and Chair of WashingtonExec's HR Council. For those that are not familiar, Leidos is a Fortune 500 company headquartered in Reston, Virginia, with nearly 43,000 employees worldwide, and is a leading provider of information, engineering, and science solutions in the areas defense, intelligence, civil, and health. As chair of WashingtonExec's HR Council, I want to welcome you to our new video series, Talent at the Core. In this series, we will highlight various business trends and challenges in areas related to people. Each episode will include various subject matter experts from our HR Council to share their perspectives on a variety of talent-related topics and challenges. In today's episode, Lessons Learned from 2021, we've invited 3 distinguished members of our HR Council, and I would like to quickly introduce each one. Jennifer Bailey is Chief Administration Officer at Cognosante, a mission-driven technology company delivering innovative and transformative solutions that improve the health and safety of Americans. Jennifer oversees the company's strategic human resources functions, including talent acquisition, in addition to critical operational functions, including compliance, quality, and performance, and marketing and internal communications. She leverages her expertise to establish the right business-aligned recruitment, retention, and culture strategies critical to Cognosante's success. Clay Worley serves as Senior Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer for NCI. NCI is headquartered in Reston, Virginia, and uses artificial intelligence to ensure U.S. defense, civilian, and health government agencies are best in the world. With its industry-leading Empower AI platform, NCI is unleashing America's AI potential. Clay is a key member of the executive leadership team and is responsible for the company's human capital strategy and execution. Clay brings more than 30 years of experience leading human resources teams and driving human capital initiatives across HR functional areas. And finally, Aimee George Leary is the Global Talent Officer at Booz Allen Hamilton, a technology and consulting firm for government clients and Fortune 500 companies. In this role, she is responsible for the development and execution of a firm-wide talent strategy that creates a shared culture, engaging work environment, and fulfilling professional experiences across Booz Allen's global workforce of nearly 29,500 employees, increasing the depth, breadth, and diversity of the firm's global talent pipeline and driving the hiring and retention of top talent. Thanks to each of our panelists for joining us today. Jennifer, I'll start with you. 2021 represented a second year of the COVID pandemic. Can you describe how the year unfolded? How were you and Cognosante prepared, and perhaps how are you unprepared?
Well, thank you so much, Joanne, and thank you to Washington Executive for having this timely panel discussion. I'm excited to be a part of this with my peers in the industry. So in a lot of ways, Cognosante was prepared for 2021 with growth, customer satisfaction, and employee engagement, and diversity and inclusion being the focus for the company. We were preparing to bring our employees back to the office in Q1, but had to quickly shift our plan to another year of being remote. Our technology platform made it very easy for us to continue another year working from home as we continued living on Teams, I think as the commercial says. We maintained our connection with our employees by continuing our weekly lunch and learns, where we invite our employee population to engage with each other over particular topics. These topics include business strategy, program reviews, mental, physical, and financial well-being seminars. Cognosante was also awarded several new programs, and our recruiting engine was well positioned to attract new talent to the company, many of that talent who we've actually never had an opportunity to meet in person. We also launched our focused DE&I initiative by partnering with historically Black colleges and universities to offer a semester-long program focused on career interest and power skills. All was going very well at Cognosante. And then when you turn the question to how are you not so prepared, the federal vaccine mandate put us in extreme reactionary mode. Many of us predicted the mandate was coming based on talks from the administration. But as many of you also know, there was a lot of missing and conflicting information around how to administer the mandate requirements for companies and various government agencies. Additionally, this requirement was full of a lot of controversy across the employee population. The HR and legal teams spent months to ensure we had all the right policies and practices to ensure we got as many employees compliant as possible. Cognosante actually reached a 99.3% compliance, which we felt was pretty stellar. So in summary, 2021 was a great year for Cognosante, which it had one minor obstacle that we were able to overcome pretty successfully.
Great, thanks so much. Clay, what were the biggest challenges you saw in 2021 in your business from a people perspective?
Challenges. What is this thing you speak of? Challenges. We had no challenges in 2020. Of course, everybody had challenges. So, we're a technology company through and through, and we pride ourselves on our agility and ability to execute. And 2021 really continued to challenge us in that area, but I think our teams responded really well. Excuse me. Our tagline is navigate, collaborate, and innovate. So we are bringing the latest and greatest AI technology to our government customers. But we also know that our technology and our ability to drive digital transformation is really people-powered. It's human-powered technology. So we have a unique focus on both artificial intelligence and genuine intelligence. So collaboration and connection was our number one priority, ensuring people were appropriately connected to one another, the right people at the right time. We actually finished working a proposal, received an award, and executed on the largest contract in the history of our company in 2021. But one of the things that we found is that our tools and our collaboration models and indeed our paradigm was really built on an office-based organization with hallway conversations, and we have a wonderful collaboration area that people can be creative and interact with one another. So we had to continue to evolve, and our flexibility and agility, I think, really surfaced as a real strength, allowing us to quickly pivot, quickly make decisions, and execute. So one of the things we had to look at were the technologies we were using, of course. And what tools really helped us with that connection and collaboration. So we took a good hard look at all of the technologies, and we really addressed it from the standpoint of what's working well, what needs to be modified, and what needs to be replaced. And the good thing is that we could make decisions quickly and execute so that our employees, no matter where they were able to get work done. I think NCI is truly a learning environment. So we're constantly analyzing data to overcome obstacles and challenges, and it really paid off with our technology. Flexibility and balance have continued to be a focus. We're pretty evolved on how we accomplish work and where that work gets done. But this new realization that our humans actually do have varying backgrounds and needs, and they face different obstacles and challenges. So that really helped us be employee focused. And I'm very proud of our CEO. I always tell him he's one of the most employee focused CEOs that I've ever worked with. He actually gives me a good run for the money instead of me having to necessarily advocate. So, the final thing I'll mention is wellness has been a challenge and one that we're working to address. And we definitely see a connection to that ability to connect and communicate with our employees. And that meant checking in on our colleagues, making sure that they were physically well, but also mental health. And we're looking at different things, like we're rolling out some mental health first aid training which is, a brand new concept for many of us, and, probably would not have come about if it weren't for this pandemic. So certainly many challenges, but proud to say I think we responded really well.
That's great. Aimee, what would you say are some of the silver linings that emerged within your business in the past year?
Yeah, it's a good question, Joanne. And I think, some of my colleagues here have also hit on some of those. But, Booz Allen, our firm really prioritized supporting our people and staying in it together. And through the pandemic, we've had the opportunity to demonstrate care and concern, really showing our employees what it means to work here. And I think they felt that. Booz Allen's COVID-19 response has really been guided by 3 priorities from the beginning: to protect the health of our people, our families, and our communities, to continue to support the critical missions of our clients, and to ensure the financial and institutional resilience of our firm. And, with this people first approach, we launched a pandemic resilience program that committed to $100 million of support for our employees and the communities where they work and live. So similar, really looking at a cross-functional crisis management team to provide 24/7 employee support. So people knew that Booz Allen was there for them. Major benefit program enhancements that we will continue that were really helpful. Financial and job security, keeping people employed. That really meant a lot. Timely communications, enhanced caregiver support, targeted resources for employees that had to stay on critical missions on site, and then to set up a productive remote work environment that we need now to continue and maintain. So all of this, I think, really deepened our connections with our employees. And through our mandatory telework posture, we helped develop new ways of working with each other and our clients, again, that we want to continue. It really showed us, I think, that many of our activities could easily be accomplished virtually, and which ones were limited by online engagement so that we could adjust around that. It gave us new insights into, operational efficiencies, which processes within our firm really relied on knowing the right person to ask, which ones were we able to be accomplished through existing workflows. We now know better what we need to do to address for the future. And as we're a people business, it has given us such a reminder of what our colleagues bring to the table and how much we rely on each other for innovation, connection, and support. So in short, it's really made us appreciate each other more. And I think that's really the silver lining. Like many, we recognize we don't have to return to old ways of thinking and doing our jobs, and are moving confidently into a future of work based on this managed flexibility, really focusing on being digital, distributed, and diverse. And to me, that's really the silver lining.
Great. Last question for each of you. Looking ahead, how has this past year shaped the people priorities for your organization? And what do you think will be the key focus areas, and how will you be addressing them? Jennifer, let's start with you.
Sure, thank you. It's interesting that we're having this discussion today. The leadership team at Cognosante actually had an opportunity to come together to think about priorities for 2022. And one of the things that we noticed that really was a resounding thought across the entire team is people is going to be the most important thing that we focus on this year. Certainly the Great Resignation impact can't be denied. People power is definitely our business. I think I heard that from my colleagues as well. And without our people, we can't deliver to our clients. We won't realize our mission, which is really to solve Americans' health and safety challenges. So the company's strategic imperatives this year will really be centered again around our talent. Identifying, developing, and retaining top talent in the workforce is something that is really going to be a focus for us this year. We're rethinking how we attract talent to the workforce. We're getting very creative in how we do that, really looking at technology and analytics to aid in that talent search are at the minds of all of our team members at Cognosante. We're also thinking very different about attracting junior resources to the organization and hiring them and training them and investing in young professionals. In addition to new recruiting strategies, I'm staying very focused on employee engagement initiatives to create the kind of culture that attracts and retains talent to the organization. We're formalizing our approach to corporate social responsibility and how do we support organizations where our employees live and work. And we're also keeping a strong eye on a broader definition of health and wellness from a benefits perspective to ensure that we are supporting clear, open lines of communication at all levels of the organization. So again, a lot of priorities within Cognosante will be centered around our top talent employees.
Great. And Clay, what about you?
Yeah, I certainly echo Jennifer's focus on the talent. Obviously, for all of us, it's all about the talent. You know, we've got a phenomenon that I call the Great Fall from Mount Olympus, and you know, our executive team all of a sudden, you know, really had the rug pulled out from underneath of them a couple years ago, and all of the things that we were used to in terms of being in control of and understanding the answers. You know, we had a whole brand new lesson in how to work in ambiguous situations, and that's really turned out to be good because it's really helped us to focus on the rehumanization of our workforce, empowering our workforce. You know, we empower our customers through AI technology, but we've got to empower the human technology and human knowledge first. So, you know, our focus is really on how do we continue to grow and flourish in this time of great flexibility and focus on empathy and growing our employees.
Great. Finally, Aimee, you.
Yeah, I mean, similarly, you know, we're committed to really balancing what individual people and teams need to be productive and happy, right? The nature of our clients' missions and what we need to do to grow our business. Ultimately, you know, we want to be able to connect with our clients how, when, and where they need the support. We want to create that managed flexibility for employees wherever and however we can, critically important. And then collaborate in reimagined workspaces that includes expanding hoteling and more flexible and fluid community spaces. And, you know, critical to doing all this is through our relationships with our clients. What can we partner on together, you know, through our internal operational models and how we work. And then by holding leaders accountable to be good role models, not requiring people to be in the office, giving them the resources to help them navigate this new way of working. Our emphasis on flexibility really is driving us to maximize our spaces, make in-person time matter, and, you know, bring our clients along with us. And that's really our focus.
Fantastic. Well, that concludes this episode of our Talent at the Core series. Again, I want to thank each of our panelists for joining us today and for sharing their perspectives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.